Hello, YouTube. ZiggyNo back with Sports Cards Daily. Today is Tuesday, March 16th, and I thought we'd go over a couple things that are going on in the hobby. First of all, from Sports Collectors Daily, they did an article yesterday on the new expansive Chrome set, a 1952 design. Pretty cool. I actually look forward to seeing this. What I like about Topps, they're not Panini, is that they actually give you a lot of good insight in what they're doing, how they're doing it. You get the box set. They tell you the breakdown, hobby. They give you the parallels. There's a lot more parallels this year, but they give you pack odds and stuff. So I just, I think I've said this before. I'm going to be voting with my money and be probably voting more with Topps. But I did think this is an interesting article worth bringing to your attention. Hope you like it. I will drop the link for you below. Next up, I was checking out on Instagram, Starstock in the baseball theme mentioned they created this merging 20, which I like the basketball version of this, where they pick like the base, the flagship rookie cards in a PSA. I think it's a PSA 10 or is it raw? I forget. I think it's raw. And they show you the price. I'd like this. Again, I don't know if people complain or whatever, but I'm a fan of Starstock. I don't get paid or affiliate with Starstock. I don't even give you a code or anything, but I like what they're doing. I will say, when I went to their website to find this, I could not find this emerging baseball breakdown. And I really say, dude, they give you a lot of great information. New arrivals, latest sales, trending cards, players that are playing tonight's games, sealed wax trends. I'm a fan of this basketball, emerging or whatever. I think the baseball one is probably a good one to get into now because it's early, and then watch as it goes. You see basketball's kind of leveling off, but we'll see how that goes as the playoffs are around the corner. Next up, we're going to have to mention it. Taco Bell just sold a collection of 5 fast food themed NFTs. And I want you to know that these sold for $1.79, okay? Yeah, they sold for $1.79. Just want you to know that. I don't know what they're selling for now. They're not $1.79. So it sold for like one weth. I don't know what the hell, a tenth of a weth, 100th of a weth. The highest bid reached 1.5, so that's a lot more than that. I don't even want to know what that is, but just what are your thoughts on this? King Leon recently announced the releasing of their NFT. This is pretty interesting. Again, when you think about NFT, if you watch the video I mentioned yesterday from House of Cards, the goal of NFT really was around artists and protecting artists in this digital world where, you remember Napster when we were just stealing all the music they wanted to? I think NFTs, I don't know if they prevent that, but they give you some accountability and some licensing and stuff. So that's where I think this will be pretty interesting. On that note, Gary Vee had a video the other day talking about NFTs. I do recommend listening to this. It's a short listen, 25 minutes. I'm going to play a little clip of it.
Oh, we have a scoop. Yeah, he's the man behind the curtain. Yeah, and I want to bring you both in this because it's a fun question. What's your favorite movie of all time? I think I'm going to have to go with Godfather 1. Great. Is there any level of curiosity for you to figure out who the first person to buy the first ticket to the first showing of Godfather 1 was? Yeah, that would be interesting. That's all you need to know. And it's very important because I'm using a very narrow example that everybody can understand. I believe that people do not realize that we are social creatures. For example, I think, Frank, that you have a mustache right now because you want to communicate to the world.
Now, I'm going to stop this right now, but this is pretty cool what Gary goes into. One of the things of blockchain is, again, having the public record of ownership and transaction. That is a transparency and a record that actually might increase value, right? That we haven't seen before. Like, think of it this way. People say, hey, man, I bought this Cadillac. It was once owned by the Fonz. If anybody doesn't know who I'm talking about, that's Happy Days. Henry Winkler, I think it is. But how do you know it was owned by the Fonz? Because somebody told you that, right? Maybe there's a title, last title was owned by him, but there's not really a tracking. There's no blockchain of that for car ownership that I know of, or hasn't been. But in cards, there could be. So if Gary Vee owns something and you buy it and Gary Vee owned it, it might have more value when you sell it because it's got Gary Vee in the blockchain. I know that sounds crazy, but I think that's what it's hitting on a little bit. So that point of, would you like to know who the first person was in one of his favorite movies? Yeah, you like to know. Would you like to buy a ticket? Yeah, you probably buy it, right? These collectors will chase that type of thing. He also goes in this whole thing, I think we're all social creatures, which I think is a great analogy. Check out the video. But again, and he even tells you a little bit about what he's going to be doing in NFTs. He's not doing a Gary Vee NFT yet, but I do say yet because something will come out from Gary Vee with NFT. He sees great value in it, and I'm excited. He's got me more excited in NFTs than I think I am in sports cards. And I don't mean that in the wrong way, just as a new something. So, in fact, here's another thing to just mention. There's an explosion of YouTube content in NFTs. If you want to build a channel, NFT is a great way to go. I saw a channel today that's absolutely great. It's like thousands of subscribers. Anyway, I'll mention it later on. Not today, but another video. Okay, next up. Let's talk a little bit about road shows. Well, Sasha T has a great video. If you haven't followed Sasha T, I remember Sasha T when I think he was like 1,000 subscribers. This man's at 14,000. Boom! He's on fire. I'll have to check the records someday on this, man. Anyway, he does a great clip from his road trip. What I really like about his videos, and he even does a better job, he leaves you details of his trades and his deals, is that he does that publicly and open. He's got to be one of the best dealers in the market. And again, I love the way he talks about it. He leaves a little meat on the bone on his deals. He's just, I dig him. And I challenge other people who I'll say, people talk about how I do this and I do that, and I got this card, and they sit there, tugging on their whatever, they're, tipping their hat or tugging their beard or showing off their cards or whatever. Sasha does it, man. Sasha does it. Check him out. I know you probably already do. I'm not going to play this video. I'm looking forward to the video on the Charizard, which I'm sure is coming out later this week. And like I said, I've said enough. I will mention there is a local card store show coming up on March 27th in the Virginia area, Fredericksburg, Virginia. I am thinking about attending that one. I'm even thinking about maybe grabbing a booth, a table, and selling some stuff. It's only like 6 hours. That's not long. I might be able to do that. We'll see. It's on my roadmap. It's on my agenda here. I will say I am looking forward to the Chantilly show. This is in the Dulles Expo Center. It's April 9th and 11th. This is a much bigger regional show. There's normally a really good amount. I don't know what this compares to the Dallas. I think this probably would have been equal to Dallas before Dallas kind of blew up and became kind of a mini national. But I do think this will get a lot of attention. I expect this will be popular. And again, I'm even thinking about maybe trying to get a booth here as well, a table. Not necessarily to sell as much as maybe just promote the channel and talk about sports cards. I really think that'd be more fun than anything else. Next up, just going to mention a little bit about Panini. They're doing more of their blockchain stuff. Again, I'm going to ask, is anybody into this? How is this not taking off? Maybe they need to call it Panini NFT and card, right? Panini, you should hire me, and then you wouldn't have me be as mad at you as I am too. But I'm thinking about this. You should really take the leadership and assign NFTs to cards, and that way it would track ownership of the cards, especially the high ends. Like do all your National Treasure RPAs have an NFT assigned to it. So when you get the card, you get like a redemption, and you sign in with to Panini, and they generate your NFT, and you register your NT card. I think that would add some value, some freaking, oh, man, what am I thinking about here? Okay, next up, cool article, Sports Card Investor, talks a little bit here about the Drew Brees and which cards you might want to be chasing or buying or whatever. I'll be honest, I think this is too late. Like, if you're buying this card now, did you not see his retirement coming like a year ago? Personally, I don't have an interest in this card. Now, I know my boy Dustin is a fan, and I'm wondering Dustin's thoughts on this. But personally, I'd probably sleep on this for a year or two and just let it, pick one up in a while. I don't think these are going to hold the hype value that they are right now. I do believe, I will say this, we're in the bubble, man. We are in an inflated, there's inflated value in a lot of these products, and that will be corrected in the future. And I'm not trying to be negative. In fact, it's funny. Another thing I'll talk a little bit later on in another episode is that there's too many people opening stores and shops and getting into business. I mentioned Collectible Kings, which I'm looking forward to visiting. Brand new shop. Not in being negative, but he's one. I know another friend is starting one. Another friend is starting one. There's just too many right in my mind. I'm thinking, man, it's too common now. Everybody's doing it. Okay, just want to show you, and I'll just say this real quickly, not hating on HGA at all, okay? And that's not my intent here at all. I applaud what they're doing, and I really hope they start changing the market, but they really got to do something about their the quality here. I mean, this is another mistake. And this guy makes a post that he basically goes out there and just trolls the eBay postings and looks for them. He says, you find 4 or 5 of them a day. Here's another one. You got rated rookie. You can't do that, right? You got here... Oh, it's prospects misspelled. I know you can't see that, but Lakers prospect is misspelled. Aaron football with 1 L base. Yeah, anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. Last, but I'll just quickly bring up is that I know it's an interesting time right now in the hobby. Football is, in my opinion, at its peak. Its quiet peak. And what I mean by that is some of the best football products are being released for the end of that 2020 season. We're coming up to the end of 2020. April 28th, the last of the Chronicles. Chronicles looks pretty sexy, too. I'll do a video going to break down football for you guys in a day or two. But and you have the draft coming out, which is going to set the position for 2021, right? What teams and so forth. So again, football, normally this is off season. I think football prices are kind of holding value, and I think with these products coming out, like I'm looking forward to Select. I'm looking forward to National Treasures. I'm looking forward to Flawless. Not that I'm buying Chronicles, but I'm looking forward to seeing these cards hit, break, and so forth. Well, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed Sports Cards Daily today. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, leave comments and questions, and we will see you back tomorrow.